nag-umpisa ng laban, Marikina versus Biñan. O mga kamadam, albentaya saglit ne. O nyana.
Players na yan, no? Ang layo dun sa mga usual output na sana kinakailangan para makatulong dun sa isa kanilang leading scorer na si Deo Timaco. But we're now seeing the new Twin Towers that are now dominating the front court of the Biñan Tatak Gel, and it still is a few games into their partnership na makikita natin kung talagang gagana at gagana tong dalawang players.
Now sa Mpbl Season 7. Playing center number 4, KARL PEÑANO. Starting at guard number 22, CASAJEROS. Forward number 34, UBALDO. Point guard number 77, JETHRO ESCOTO. The Shoemasters is led by Angelo Nebres. Assistant coaches, Joseph Ochara, John Paul Basilan, and Fernando Bunag. Assistant team managers, AJC and Monroe Queston. The team manager, Doc Rianji Pio Quinto. The team owner is Marikina City Honorable Councilor Elvis Tolentino. And here's for Biñan Tatak Gel Beast, Motorcycle Tire Game X. Forward number 88, Kenny ROCACURVA. Also at forward number 31, JAYMAR GIMPAYAN. Two guard number 23, AñONUEVO. Playing center number 4, BONIFACIO. At guard number 0, PAMBOY RAYMUNDO. The head coach has just celebrated his birthday, Boyet Fernandez. Assistant coaches, Gino Manansala, Gino Manuel, Eliazar Cabototan, and J.R. Manansala. LGU partners, Mayor Jel Alonte.
Starting 5 is brought to you by OneXBet, the title sponsor of the Mpbl. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with OneXBet. Marikina has JETHRO, ESCOTO, yan kay Andrea.
I think yesterday yung birthday niya. Dahil nakita ko yung page ng Biñan nag-post ng happy birthday.
That's a re-jump. The referees are Edmar Avis, Alan Manzano, Zen Manansala, and Ron Ivan Baluyot. Referee Edmar Avis, one of the more serious referees dito sa ating liga.
Halos din nagsismile yan eh habang laro.
Kung gaano ka smiling face itong si Alan Manzano, ito naman si Edmar Avis, yun naman ang pinaka-game face.
Mismo.
Akala ng mga referee, kahit sila, hindi natin binabantayan, ha?
Siyempre naman.
Bantay sarado kayo sa amin.
All eyes. We have all eyes everywhere. We have eyes everywhere. Marikina going with practically the same starting unit here. And ito si Coach Boyet naman, he's always been known to tinker with his starting lineup depending on the team that he's facing. He always likes to match up against the squad that he's going up against. And he also likes to give players at the bottom of the bench a chance to showcase their talents at the start of games. And it's Pat AñONUEVO getting that chance.
Minsan si Ronnie Alonte. Ngayon si Pat AñONUEVO. It's good to see Pat playing as well. Matagal na yan dyan sa Biñan.
Oh yeah.
Kumbaga, kung sa ito yung Mr. Basketball dyan, sa Laguna. 9 on the shot clock. No score yet. Ubaldo, very athletic on that steal. Atakin niya yung depensa ni Gimpayan. It's a wild shot. Rebound.
Ayan ka, madam. Ikwade pudeng ka. Biñan ka, madam. O, mga kamadam. Pareho pa yung 0-0 score ne. O yan, may mulandit na naman po. Sana, albentaya, tsaka yung kakalingon sa subscribe, tsaka paki-comment, and like, and share ne. O mga kamadam. O yan na ne. Albentana na naman kung anong malyari karela. O sige na, madam.
So, ang key para sa kanila dito is really to be more consistent.
Maganda dito, what I like about Marikina and the program nitong si Councilor Elvis Tolentino is that every season he unearths a fresh talent. Every time, parang right on the money na merong nag-emerge na player para sa Marikina.
Which is exactly what the Mpbl is all about. Regional basketball is there for us to try and discover the talents that have been hiding and have not yet shown themselves to the general public.
I think a year ago it was Eric Pini who's gone on to Rizal. Pamboy Raymundo misses the runner.
Yeah, despite them not really getting a lot of the playoff runs in the past seasons that they've been here, well, let's take a look at this first.
This is the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Despite the lack of success in that area, I would say that this program is still very much successful because of the players that they've been able to produce throughout the years.
Yeah, throughout the years, actually, once upon a time, Enzo Hoson was
You're right.
pretty much the face of the Marikina team.
As well as Vesazo, and those two were the 1-2 scoring punch for a time for the Shoe Masters. Led the league in scoring, silang dalawa.
ROCACURVA finds Mpbl. Waray will finish off the glass.
Yeah, this guy was really player who would frequent a lot of yung mga ligang labas prior to his stint here in the Mpbl. This is why he was able to get a chance to play dito sa ating liga. It's because of his ability to finish around the basket despite his lack of height.
Once upon a time, JAYMAR Mpbl was pretty much a project.
Oh yeah.
Kumbaga. LGR is the official outfitter of the Mpbl. He was with Valenzuela in the first season. Bounced around. May stint pa siya with Imos. And that's because dun din last year, 2 years ago, some of the players of Biñan are part of. Here's Pamboy Raymundo. Goes to Mpbl. Mpbl, another reverse layup.
See, despite the resistance shown by the defense, alam niya kung paano laruin yung bola eh.
PEñANO, the handoff. YUTUC. 10 seconds on the shot clock. UBALDO now with ESCOTO. Uses the shot fake. Pulls up. He got it.
This is another guy who has benefited from his stint with Marikina. Didn't really have a successful collegiate career with UST. But here he has gone on to become the lead point guard for this squad, and that has pretty much helped his confidence as we have gone down into the season here.
ESCOTO, 9-7 is the count. RR. He'll fire a three. Masyado malakas. Rebound ni Waray. Pat AÑONUEVO. Goes to Gimpayan sa ilalim. He's double team. Labas kay Pamboy Raymundo. And the three goes in para kay Pamboy Raymundo. Nice looking stroke for Pamboy. And Biñan.
5 minutes ang natitira sa ating first quarter.
You are still watching the MPBL. Parehong produkto ni Coach Pido Harencio, former Growling Tigers, Renzo Subido, and head coach of Marikina, Coach Jello Nebres. Kwento nga sa akin ni Renzo, nagkagalutan nga kami one time sa Biñan. Hindi ko alam na coach na pala to. Nakita ko na lang nakatayo na sa bench ng Marikina. With Coach Jello being a young coach, it's an advantage because fresh pa daw yung experience as a player. He knows how to relate at ang daling kumonek sa kanyang mga players. But it also becomes a disadvantage because there's a thin line when it comes to respect. But then again, sabi nga ni Coach Jello, pag galing ka kay Coach Pido, alam mo kung paano magpasunod ng player, and that's the goal and culture he is trying to build in this Marikina team. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Andrea. Kung hindi nyo naman hindi nyo naman na itatago, alam din naman natin na Growling Tiger nito ang ating kasama si Andrea Indicio. Kaya malapit sa kanyang puso ang report na yun.
Yeah,
Sabi.
that's why it was so easy for her to gather that information dahil mga schoolmates niya pala yun. Well, nagulat rin ako. Ano? I did remember that Coach Jello Nebres played for UST at one point. But, you know, that's an excellent report and good.
Mag-ano pala to eh, no? Dun sa 3-piece pala to eh, no? Na mantra ni Coach Pido.
Tama. Ano na nga ulit yun?
Pride, puso, palaban yata. Yun eh. Oh my, that's embarrassing if I don't really know it because I was covering college basketball for so long. Pero grabe. Tsaka yung ibang coaches, ganun naman ka light yung kay Coach Pido dati.
Oh, siya yung pambalanse. He always gives the best answers. And yun na, sasabi niya naman na talaga kung anong gusto niya sabihin, just with a tinge of humor.
Oh. And then what you see is what you get.
Oh, yeah.
Pag Coach Pido
He
dati.
doesn't sugarcoat anything. Prangka kung prangka.
It's nice to see his players actually here. No, marami na rin eh. No? Even Jerby Cruz.
Oh, yeah.
Diba? Who played spectacularly against Pampanga a few days ago.
Not slowing down one bit. Si Consi Jerby.
Here's Kenny Roger ROCACURVA. Pamboy, foot on the line.
Well, you know, it's time we start identifying and gathering names that we can include in our three-point shootout during All-Star Day.
Yeah.
Meron na bang nakaschedule?
Wala. I think the All-Star might be scheduled for September. As usual. Diba? Alam naman natin na usually dun talaga yun.
JAYMAR GIMPAYAN getting another nice pass, and he has made this first quarter his stomping grounds. Everything inside, but credit a lot to his teammates who have been locating him in spots where ititira niya na lang.
7 points now for Waray. Here's YUTUC. Hernandez showing. 6 seconds to work with. ROCACURVA is in front of him. YUTUC will fire. That's a good line, pero kapos lang. Pamboy Raymundo. Unable to hit the three. It's short.
Well, yan din naman na, even though he was not able to save it inbounds, you can't discount the fact that the motor of Waray GIMPAYAN is really very, very immense.
It's really, sila yun yung mga, you know, the likes of Mike Calisaan, Dexter Marquez. Hirap bantayan sa loob kasi galaw ng galaw.
Ayun na nga. At saka, kung titingin mo, parang payat lang, pero ang tigas ng katawan yan.
YUTUC drives, shot clock winding down. Unable to score, YUTUC. ROCACURVA. Okay, Big Boy Hernandez. Kenny gets it back. Bagsak si YUTUC. Big Boy all alone for two.
Solid screen set there to open up the ball handler. Kenny ROCACURVA turning the corner and finding Big Boy Hernandez, who lets everybody know right away that he just scored a basket.
Basco, 8 seconds on the shot clock. YUTUC again. YUTUC pulls up, jumper, got it.
I think it's a win that he was traded over here to Marikina from Mindoro. He's got the opportunity to get more playing time, and he has certainly taken advantage of that. 14.3 points per game in his 4 games so far with the Sioux Masters.
And he looks good.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he looks very comfortable with the ball in his hands, Avi. Kitang-kita yung kumpiyansa niya, no? And the young
on the weak side that left Tristan Hernandez all alone. Anong nangyayari-reklamo dito ni Mang Basco?
And then, I think they're checking. Yun nakita natin kanina na parang stepping yung tres ni Pamboy.
Oh, okay. They're gonna review that. Yeah. it seemed that he did have a foot on the line. Parang
We have a
may
correction.
konting porta sa
The last
siya
three-point
nakatapak eh.
conversion of PAMBOY RAYMUNDO was a 2-point
There
field
you
goal.
They correct it. So 2-pointer nga lang.
Biñan 18, Marikina 14.
This was the shot earlier. See there? Yep. Clear.
So, ano pala eh, tama palang balanse itong crew natin eh. Kasi kasama si Alan Manzano.
Ice and
Si
fire.
Edmar Avis and Alan Manzano, ang seryoso tsaka yung medyo smiling.
Tapos syempre nandyan si referee Zen para
Sakto-sakto talaga.
saktong-sakto pang balanse talaga dun sa dalawa. Pag sila nagkakamali siya, magsasabi.
19-14. Marikina has the ball. 7-second differential. Game clock and shot clock. Bonifacio will check in. You know, papasok pa siya dito for perhaps for the last possession for Biñan. Deo Timajo. 23. Jonathan Gray with a rebound. Renzo Subido. 5 seconds remaining. Renzo. 3, 2. Mpbl. Yes. They got to check it. I don't think Renzo was aware.
Yeah, he wasn't aware of the clock at all. And that's really surprising to me. He's usually very much aware of the time on the shot clock. Dito, parang inaantay niya pa mag-develop yung play.
I don't think that.
Yeah,
got
that's
it.
not
They
gonna
got
count.
it. Yeah.
Definitely not. And as soon as the 5 went back to the bench, you know, Coach Boyd Fernandez was just telling Renzo, gotta look at the clock.
Biñan off to a good start here, led by Mpbl. He had 7 in that quarter. Joining forces with PAMBOY RAYMUNDO for Biñan. Sa kabila naman, our CASAJEROS hitting the 3 there. YUTUC showing us the stroke as well. PAMBOY had a 5-point lead against Marikina at the end of 1. Get a special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer.
Nice that you're seeing them, you know, with that conscious effort to try and bounce back from that lackluster performance. Pero yun nga, you know, they didn't really have to do much in their last game dahil maganda naman yung naging performance ng ibang players. But most times, of course, you expect these two guys to still contribute even on the scoreboard, not just on the glass.
Pido able to get the steal and feed Subido for the 2 points, 7-point lead para dito sa Biñan. Gumelandayan, Deo Timajo. Pinabatayan ni Jonathan Gray. Go with the pick. Rafael Go with 8 seconds. Now down to 5. Mel Mabigat. It's down to 3. Go has to shoot. Shot clock will expire on the Shoemasters.
If you're Marikina, you already expect that the pressure is going to be that way. So there has to be that conscious effort to be able to go into your offense early, initiate it right away, and move with a lot of intention. Hindi ka pwedeng patayo-tayo lang.
JJ Pido. Bonifacio. Subido is open. That's a 3.
Trying to make up for his minor boo-boo as we winded down the first quarter earlier. Could have made a shot in the dying seconds of that opening frame, but right now opening up the second frame with 5 points.
Basco gets it to Timajo. Atake ni Deo, no call. Rebound ni Big Boy. Pido looks up, finds Subido, waits for Bonifacio. Warren lumapit. Warren, the back shot is good.
Yeah, many people might think that he might have an easier time here dahil marami nang asang help or katulong surrounding him in this Biñan roster. But I believe there is more pressure for him here just because everybody already knows the type of player that Warren Bonifacio is, and they expect him to still be that way despite having a lot of help around.
Did it move the needle if you're Biñan? Like the championship with, you know, moving forward yung acquisition ni Warren Bonifacio.
It definitely did because you got now a scorer who you can go to because usually scorers are guards or wing players dito sa ating liga. Bihira yung pwede mong puntahan talaga sa poste and can create for themselves. He can also shoot from the outside and I think Warren Bonifacio is among a few crop of players at that big man spot that can create for themselves and shoot from the outside. So yes, I think it was a big help and also the fact that his presence on the floor, he's always there compared to how Christian Fajarito was for Biñan. Of course, it's a different story now with Fajarito in Pasay. I think he's in a much better place right now. So definitely a win-win for both teams in terms of that trade.
Yun sana yung next kong tanong who won the trade?
Now, both teams won the trade.
Win-win because Fajarito has been lights out for Pasay as well, and so is this guy for Biñan.
Of course, very much familiar playing here inside the Pasay Astrodome. He spent 3 years already here in Pasay.
Couple of years.
Couple of seasons playing in this very storied venue in front of one of the best crowds that we have dito sa ating liga. And I'm sure he cherishes this moment or moment.
Pido able to save it to Warren Bonifacio. Mike Maestre comes in for Warren Bonifacio. Gandayan, binigay kay Basco. The handoff to Mabigat. Mel goes to go. Timaho, 2 seconds. Landayan will shoot. Came off the backboard first for going out.
Now there's been a couple of late shot clock situations already for Marikina here in the last few possessions.
And Jonathan Gray knocks down the 3. So a good sign para kay Coach Boyet as Gray makes it a 15-point lead for the Tatak Gel.
Yeah, especially if they can get Jonathan Gray in a very good spot heading into the latter part of this season and into the post. Totally a big help because he's a wing player who has great size, about 6'3", 6'4", also has a lengthy wingspan. So he could also be someone you could go to defend the other player's best offensive scorer.
Short on the second. Subido. Binigay kay Suwal. That's a 3-point attempt. No good. Go with the rebound. 31-17. The Shoemasters trailing by 14 halfway through the second quarter. Mabigat against Gray. Now with Go, top of the key. To the side to Deo Timaho. Binabatay ni Suwal. Timaho.
Definitely an offensive foul.
Hinabol. Yun sa pick na yun. Dan and Relay whistled for the personal.
Wow. I mean, the depth of this front court, though, for Biñan. Crazy. You got Hernandez going to the bench. Bonifacio is also back there. And then you have Ballesteros coming in. My goodness. That's just a lot of problems for Marikina.
Different players, different specialties. Particularly ito si Kuya Bal na really more of a rim protector.
Nice to have different weapons with different specialties.
Gray inside, that's a travel. Same foot landing.
Oo. Consistent ang ating mga referees dyan sa tawag na yan. But, despite that turnover, I like that he is showing signs of aggressiveness dahil alam naman natin yung kalibre ng isang Jonathan Gray, especially during his heyday with St. Benilde in the NCAA. He was such a top-notch scorer and he was able to bring that into the PBA. Kaya lang kung pagpasok niya sa Mpbl, a lot of injuries. His career actually has been very much injury-plagued.
We did not really see the full potential. We have yet to see it para kay Jonathan Gray. Bam Lopez was sent to check in for Biñan, the next dead ball. We have a timeout though. 4 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the second quarter. We'll be right back. We're 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Biñan with a 14-point lead against Marikina. Bam Lopez getting minutes here. Mike Maestre launches the three and gets it to go.
Actually, for a while, they're early in the possession. Libreng-libre na si Mike Maestre dun malapit sa basket. Pero di nakita agad ni Bam Lopez. But thankfully for Biñan, they were still able to get 3 points out of that. Napaganda pa nga.
Really misses from way out. Here's Jonathan Gray for two.
Ayan ang maganda kay Jonathan Gray dahil he can finish with either hand.
Yeah.
And he has a good handle for a guy his size.
Itong career ni Jonathan Gray, nasundan ko ito nung college. Sila nila Paulo Taha,
Oh yeah.
Carlo Lastimosa. I think Carlo left earlier than them.
Yes.
YUTUC. Bam Lopez being disruptive there defensively.
There was a time that, you know, Benil had Lastimosa and Gray as the top 2 scorers of the league, if I remember right.
Oh, tapos Taha was still a young Turk that time. Parang off the bench yata si Paulo nun eh.
Tama. Para silang OKC Thunder in the younger days of KD, Russ, and James Harden.
So, hanggang college lang yun.
Yun lang. Yun lang yan. Making this game wide open because of the lack of defensive aggressiveness as well for Marikina, that previous play.
Well, Marikina scored only 3 points in the quarter, Javi. Make that 6 para kay JETHRO ESCOTO.
I think they need to buckle down also on defense more to maybe create also some easy basket scoring opportunities para sa kanila.
Bam Lopez knocks down the jumper. And this is one guy who's really waiting for his chance.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think Biñan has a number of those players. Bam Lopez, yep, you mentioned Ryan Sual. We already saw how he can deliver with the ball in his hands, and if you give him that license to shoot. See here, Bam Lopez. He's also a guy, a guard na may tira sa labas and he can score off the bounce. He's such a threat. That's why in depensa, medyo nalilito rin sa kanya kung anong gagawin nila.
Maestre leading the fast break. Sual to Bam. Ronnie Alonte is in the game. Lopez, he recovers, fouled by CASAJEROS. And Alonte was ready to take the shot. Dati, hindi to rare breed. Ito si Ronnie Alonte. A player who mixes a career in the entertainment industry.
Eh, marami tayo niyan dati.
Jed Anderson, JV Kapunan,
Si Yan Lim pa, di ba?
si Ian Lim,
Derek Ramsey.
Derek Ramsey,
Si Delph Tupas.
Maunahan tayo dun ah. May timeout muna tayo.
Game. Every time Ronnie's suited up, Loisa is always there.
Yeah. May napanood ako movie nila eh, together
Talaga?
sa plane in one of my long haul flights a few years ago.
Updated ka pala sa showbiz happenings.
May si Barbie yata, Barbie Mpbl, nandun din sa movie na yun. Angelica Panganiban ang lead doon.
Ako, di ko na alam yan.
Hindi, buti nga, alam mo, okay lang yan. Kasi may mas malala sa'yo.
Sino?
Si Christian Luanson.
Ayan ka, madam. Lamang lang, pong. Diyos ko, 90, 20, 21 yung lamang da ka, madam. Diyos ko, may tambakan na dating Marikina. Yan, kagaling Biñan, di ba?
Three-point shot
Masade ka, madam.
ni Ryan Sual from the corner.
Na naman puting
It's a
Marikina.
41-20 lead para dito sa Biñan. May timeout ulit
Double
tayo.
score, ne. Umangka, madam. Ay, nga na, ne. Albentanin na naman kanya, ne. O, saglit mo, ne.
Mahirap pagkalaban mo sila, you know. They're one of the strongest teams on paper still, in my opinion, but they just haven't been able to finish their business, especially in the end game. They've had some really heartbreaking losses because of collapses in the fourth quarter, but still very much capable of bringing down the bigger teams.
I don't want, if I badly need a victory, I don't want to play Bataan.
Oh yeah, definitely. I certainly agree.
Kung may do or die nature ang laro mo, you know, yung implication sa standings, hindi ko talaga ayoko siya makalaban kasi delikado eh.
And I think also the fact na makakalaban nila ang team in that kind of situation, that's gonna be even more motivation para sa kanila.
So, just like that, we're done with the first half. Biñan. 21 points ang lamang dito against Marikina. Low